Hello, Trials fan. What's up? We're going to go over some simple driveline tips right now from Vegas Trash here on the Dick Nixon channel. Support Dick Nixon, guys, because he's out there grinding for you. All six of you give a frog's fat ass about this tutorial. Anyway, so this is the track was made for Over the Hill Gang trains. We're going to take a quick look at proper lighting in on dark drive lines. So the number one thing, this is not opinion but a fact because I'm saying it now. Okay, functionality on a drive line, being able to see your drive line is the number one thing in making a trials track. If you can't properly interact with your drive line because it's too dark, you done fucked up and you made a bad drive line because you can't see the shit. So you could have a million pinwheels in the back, fucking blood dragon sorcery going on, windmills and other great, genius animations with fucked up cameras, and it won't matter because you can't see what you're doing. This is sort of an extreme example, but here's a track I made where I took the point lights off on the drive line. This is not bad because my ambient is still up. It's not. Let's take a look at the ambient settings here, okay? Alright, so track setting. So my ambient is... I always forget what that shit is. Anyway, so you can see the ambient there is just above black. There's black, which a lot of people use, which is fine if you light it properly. Personally, I don't like it because I like to go just a little bit above, because now you bring in the gray detail. When you just black everything out, the over contrast, just like on a TV, usually people do that too. It's like too much contrast and then you lose the detail. With more contrast, you lose detail. But it always looks better at first to the eye. It's like when you over contrast the picture. It's like, wow, it pops off the screen, but you lose detail when you add too much contrast. Again, there's definitely no right. That's more opinion on that one. Do you want to trade off the detail for contrast? Okay, so I can still see it because there is some gray. There's some grays in here still, right, on the ambient, but it's still pretty poorly lit. All right. So let me go to other checkpoints. I have some floating stuff up here because I was just screwing around. Okay, so let's see here. All right. This is almost not even bad without the point lighting because you have great detail. Here's put a custom camera in there for giggles. Okay, because I'm going over. All right, so now we're going to put the point lighting on, right? Light settings. Okay, so there's more than point lighting. I mean, that almost looks over bright now because we just came from darkness. So a couple quick things I want to touch on real fast. So we just lit the track, what I would say properly. I feel like the lighting could be down even more, but I think there's a filter on this camera. Knowing me, there's probably a filter there. Filter, yeah, and a depth of field, so you're going to have a little more contrast. Okay. All right, so I put these objects here for a reason. All right. So as far as camera block goes, this is just a good example. A lot of times people make tracks, they don't, they have something in the way, right? Because that's how they built their object or whatever. Always, I feel like you should always build around the camera. Don't start yanking your camera around your creation. Sometimes it's needed because it's a big set piece or something like that, and but for the most part, you should build around the camera, especially on more difficult tracks. So you can see here, a lot of times, like, oh, I just have these pipes in here because I like them. Actually, it kind of looks cool with the depth of field there. But you could do it in a way where it doesn't affect the interactiveness with the track, So point being, don't get attached to what you built and build around the camera. So these don't make your track any better, okay? So get rid of that shit. You see there's nothing in the foreground? That's pretty much a given, okay? So it's back to your proper lighting. Something that was brought to my attention, you have some great creators who, for some reason, they can't wrap their head around the functionality of a track is number one. Your theme is great, but, this is not a Battlefield game. Yes, the themes are important and they bring interest to tracks, But if you have a line that doesn't function right, then who gives a shit what you're building, you know? So anyway, it's old coffee drinking trials playing guy. Okay, so light intensity. This is important. Don't just throw a default light in there, or like this wouldn't, to me, would not look very good. This doesn't look like it's in the scene. This looks a little bit better. It's more subdued. So be aware of the size that you're making the light and so on, right? And so on. So you could look along the driveline. You see all the point lights here. I have that light coming here. Okay. The next thing is when you're coming up, you should have a defined line. Sorry, wait. The other thing was snap your objects to the freaking driveline. I couldn't even believe I came across a creator on YouTube just like doing this shit. Like I kind of like, I think I should kind of make it like this, or you know, I want to probably just, you know, put it maybe like that or something. And I'm going, you made how many tracks and you don't lock your shit to the line? Like, come on, man. You lock it to the line. Straight, all straight angles. You should never have some shit like this. It's ridiculous. It doesn't do anything for your track. It doesn't make it look any better. Lock it in, center it. Center the piece on what you're driving over. This kind of shit, I think looks terrible. Personally, I think you should always center your piece on your line. Functionality, knowing where your line is, I think is the most important thing in creating a track, period. All right? Okay, so the other thing, putting objects, I'll do this for argument's sake. So let's say, you know, sometimes you see a track like this, right? Putting objects too close to the line that you're not interacting with. Am I landing on that thing? Oh no shit, I'm not. I'm landing on the pile of fucking pipes next to it. So yeah, but and you're moving slow here, so it's a little bit easier to see that you are going below the pipes. But if you're not landing on the object, get that shit off of the driveline, man. Just don't do it. Like put a pipe over here or something. It doesn't make your track any better having this shit here, okay? It doesn't. Okay, like, okay, I'm not landing on it, right? Look at this. Okay, crap. Okay, I'm not interacting with the pipe at all, so there's no point. I'm not interacting with it. Well, actually now I am. That was a little too close. But if you're not interacting with the object, get it off the line, okay? It's that simple. My last one, custom cameras. All right, here we go. Here's a sweet one I made, okay? So custom cameras, I feel like almost just shouldn't be used. They don't, yeah, now I could see the rest of the track. Or a lot of times people do it because they spend time making, like, you know, a sorcery blood dragon or whatever the fuck it is. And then they want to show it. And if you're not interacting with the track, it's not bad. But usually, when I see a custom camera used, it fucks up the playability of a track. 9 times out of 10, they're used wrong. So I think the best thing is to not use them. I mean, I can think of one creator specifically, not Funk. One creator gets a lot of picks, and man, he maims every fucking track he makes with custom cameras. Like I play it once, I'm like, huh, great theme, Driveline's not bad. That custom camera's terrible. You literally can't even play the fucking track. Okay, so anyway, decor is great, but really it should be looked at as a bonus with Trials tracks. Functionality, centering, having a defined driveline, really are the most important things in making a build. I wouldn't even say that's opinion. That's freaking. That's more of just a fact. So I mean, you like making dark lines and all. That's great, but and if it's sort of like I could sort of see it, but maybe not. Just put a light there. Here's the other thing. If you know there's no natural light source around, you don't want to put an actual light in here where it looks like it's casting the light. Put a fire in here, off to the side or something. I put it down here so it shows like you're not driving there, right? But if you want to light this platform up, right, put a fire in, take the light source off of it, and carry your light over here. That's it. Done. I mean, fire basically falls into any, well, not into any theme, but into many earthy themes. Put fire there. End of story. So those are a couple quick tips on proper lighting and is basic functionality on drivelines. I'm definitely gonna have more of these videos, so I'm looking now not so much for a Redlink sponsorship, but I'm thinking Ubisoft. I'm gonna go over Redlink's head here, and I'm gonna shoot for the top. So if anybody from Ubisoft is watching this, hit me up, and I am totally open to different financial agreements, sponsorships, and other diluted things. So get with me on that. All right, this is Vegas Trash on the Dick Nixon YouTube channel signing off.